to me. So finances, Damas has just said, are going to be an issue because he gets paid so much. Barcelona, who can't afford a bean. How can that possibly work?
Yeah, again, I think Damas says it pretty well.
First of all, I want to talk about that. I was talking more for myself than from my players, because I was talking that, and you have to find out a coach that starts a job and lose 8 games, I think, 7 games in the first 10. So it's more for me. I was talking more about me than the players. I also talk in the same response about I was not helping my players. And if you look around, every time I speak, and I speak a lot, every time you push about the players are...
Well, that as long as Barcelona can clear some space, that's going to be crucial, which, as you mentioned, is not very easy in this window. I think the signing of Marcus Rashford for a lot of clubs is becoming a little bit complicated. His wages are certainly an issue. I know you mentioned about AC Milan, their interest, and we were talking about him last week, interest there. That seems to have cooled. Reason why.
The result of that meeting is that there is a gap in valuation between what Lecce want and what Manchester United are prepared to pay. United, we think, want to do a deal of around 35 million euros all in.
Potentially because of the next player we're talking about is going to be Kyle Walker. But yeah, it really surprises me that Barcelona, but when he says, and when you hear, I want to play for Barcelona, I think it's difficult not to stand here and go, well, lots of people want to play for Barcelona.
Yeah.
And to be, I don't want to be disrespectful at all. It's a dream for many to play for a massive club like Barcelona. But he's got to maybe prove himself on the pitch a little bit more. And I wouldn't be so surprised to see him in the squad tomorrow. You never know. He's training as normal, as Damas says. Still being in the shop window is really important for Manchester United. Teams around Europe need to see Marcus Rashford, see if he's still got that hunger and bite, because we know he's an incredibly talented footballer. So all options are on the table, and I genuinely won't be surprised to see him staying post-deadline.
I wonder if he's overestimated what the market was going to be like for him. If you've done that interview to say that you want a new challenge well before the transfer window opens, I'm sure he wasn't envisaging that on day 22 he'd still be training with Manchester United ahead of a game against Rangers, and at the moment, no closer to getting a move away from United.
Yeah, good point. All right, let's talk about incomings at United. Any movement?
They want to do business. I think a lot of it is going to depend on we can move away unless you lower your demands for Dorgu.
You were talking about how Alejandro Garnacho doesn't fit into Manchester United. Well, the fact he's playing wing-backs and they seem so short in those areas, it feels like if it's not this player, Manchester United will get one in this window.
It is the most problematic area that Manchester United seem to have just now. Yes, they're having issues up front because they're not scoring enough goals, but you've got a problem with Tyrell Malacia, who was injured for the best part of 18 months, who they're considering loan offers for. Luke Shaw can't get fit. And you've got Diogo Dalot, who predominantly is a right-footed player, having to play on the left side. They need to fill that position.
And
after the Brighton game, I know that. What response have you seen from your players after what you said?
Leaving a meeting with Lecce officials and Dorgu's representatives. The result of that meeting is that there is a gap in valuation between what Lecce want and what Manchester United are prepared to pay. United, we think, want to do a deal of around 35 million euros all in. Lecce, we think, want to do a deal 45 million euros.